Hey AfterBuzzers, we are here for the Lethal Weapon after show here on AfterBuzz TV. We are talking about Season 1, Episode 17, and we have a special guest if you haven't been following us on Twitter, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Give it to me,
You can thank Kelli for picking out this song. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to AfterBuzz TV. I am your host, Alexis Torres, because I'm going to get into it because I want to introduce our guest. You guys can find me all over the Twitter sphere and everything at atorres890. You can see the two beautiful people on the other side of my table. Introduce yourself.
Ladies first.
Okay, fine. Go
Ladies
for it.
first.
Hello, I'm Keesha Sharp of Lethal Weapon.
That's right. And it's your man Chaos J, KAASJ. You can find me on Twitter all day long, but I'm not gonna keep the mic and hold you guys up. Let's just get right into it.
You know you want to.
I had to pick this song because she's worth it. Look, hey. When somebody gives you an offer letter and it's a blank piece of paper, that's when you know you've arrived.
I should have separated them. It's going to be a crazy after show, y'all.
I'm just saying, all this fineness in the air, just watch out. He was like, yeah, I don't even need to write anything, just blank piece of paper.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
I don't even want to get into that.
That was dope.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm so glad you guys are here. Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, YouTube Live, obviously. We have Ryan Ninja Steel. We have Mr. D Style, Tanya, because Tanya's amazing, Angela, and everybody else in the chat. If you are watching later, welcome. And definitely go down to the comments. Tell us what you liked about this episode, because this episode was bananas. You can ask.
It was.
It was great.
You can ask Keesha. She saw me crying like a
did.
baby
She
in a
was
corner.
like, "Oh."
I was like, this is the worst.
It was like marriage goals.
Always.
I was thinking it. I just, I'm good with my poker face.
Yeah, you were crying too.
I did well up just a little. I was like,
Yeah.
It's like goals.
Goals. Just like that. Goals. So why don't we just get into the Murtaughs, because
Yes.
everything about this episode was fantastic.
It was.
And the fact that if I got an offer in a gift basket like that, Lord, I don't even know how I get through the
But
day.
first you're like, wait a second, why? Because you can be a little bit skeptical, because you're like, what does he want?
I saw those shifty
You know.
eyes over there. You were like, I don't know about this cat.
That. Some
I
people
don't
have
know.
said that too, there, because they weren't
And
sure.
I still have some reservations, but we'll get into that. But at least he knows how to pitch his perspective,
That's true.
talent.
True.
That's true.
That's how you do it. That's A1 all day.
Who's ever had that happen to him? I'd like to hear it.
Right, please. If you have had
Exactly.
Put it
a
in the
job
chat.
interview
Put it in the chat.
30,000 feet in the
Yes,
air,
that's right. You got to have all of it.
let
Piece
me
of
know.
paper. Yeah, I'd love to know
I had
that.
a fake interview where I was on my way to an interview,
Yeah.
and the people around me were like, oh, let's prep. I will pretend that I am the person who's hiring you, and I will help you. I was like 16, and I was like,
that's very
okay,
cute.
sure. I don't know what this, okay. Some random strangers are like, okay, here we go. Questions. And that was as close.
Did you get the job?
I did not.
Oh, they
No.
were good then.
Yeah, no.
No.
Thanks, James. But yeah, it's okay, because I got a better job when I got back.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, that's right.
It worked.
It
Thank
wasn't meant to be.
you. Oh my God, James on the ones and twos. I love you. So this episode was called "A Problem Like Maria."
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be singing involved,
Did
and there
you?
wasn't. Yeah,
No,
I'm a
no
huge Sound of Music fan.
I love Sound of Music
Yeah.
too. No, but there was a problem like Maria.
Yeah, we'll get into her in
Yes,
the end.
in a second.
But I definitely want to get into the Murtaughs, because
Yeah.
why we're talking about it was the fact that Trish has a great offer. Also, Kelli, what would you do if you got a gift basket that had 4 VIP Coachella tickets, Kobe beef, like a dozen,
A dozen.
Kobe beef steaks, and just all of the electronics you can think of? What would you do?
You take the job.
Oh, well, first I gotta call somebody.
Okay.
I gotta call somebody. I'm not taking pictures, but I'm gonna call somebody.
Yeah.
And then next thing, I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear. That's
Okay.
it.
First of all,
legit. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna
stop
wear.
lying. You would have took a selfie with the thing.
No, not even.
Then you
Not
would have sent
even.
it as a text. And
Not
then you
even.
call.
See, I don't want nobody rolling up to my crib asking for handouts. Like, yo, you gonna let me get one of them steaks,
Yeah.
right? So I gotta
Okay.
keep that on the low first.
That's what.
Oh,
That's
man.
after. That's after.
See, I'm with
But
Keisha.
yeah,
I
I'm
would've
just
been
trying.
like,
I'm trying to.
take a picture.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take a picture, but I'm gonna wait until I'm away from the house. I'm already on my way to the airport, and then I'm like,
your
okay,
gift
You know your friends.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
you know your friends.
Exactly. Them steaks is mine. Not sharing. Not
I don't know if
sharing.
I can eat all that steak by myself. I would like to be like, hey, let's have a kickback. Let's have a
Yeah,
barbecue. I'm going to
that's
cook up
nice.
all these steaks and then save some for later.
But there wasn't
like
really that many, so I mean, you know, you got to keep that circle small.
I mean, I also have a very small circle of friends.
Right.
So that's
And I
why.
gotta weigh it out. Not everybody in my immediate circle is
gonna
worthy of that steak. I'm just saying that's special occasion steak.
Terrible.
I'm just being honest. That special occasion steak, you
my
got
goodness.
to earn that.
You gotta earn it.
You gotta earn it.
Hurt it.
I'm hurt, wounded, sir. But pretty much, I couldn't remember our gentleman's name who was interviewing you, but I love that he decided that he was going to turn around his private jet. And I love
Private
that
jet.
that Ree and your husband was the one that was trying to coax
Encourage
you.
encourage
Yeah.
Trish to at least take the interview, right?
Yeah.
I think because Trish, she knows her worth. You know,
Yeah.
it was a great basket.
God, it was huge.
It was huge, and yes, it was great. But she is a woman who isn't easily, what's the word?
Swayed.
Thank you. That'll
Yeah.
work. Isn't easily swayed. So she needed her family to say no. It's a good idea. Go.
No, I think
Yeah.
I loved it because we've talked about it on the show several times that I love all the Murtaugh meetings and kind of
Yeah.
like the pep ups and things. So I just loved how you're like, I should probably get a meeting. Yeah,
Yeah.
you should
I should call
him
him in.
Yeah.
Call him.
And you guys got up there, and I was gonna be shocked to see when he passed you that envelope across
Oh
the
my
table,
goodness.
and there was nothing in it.
Nothing.
Another
What?
question for Kelly: if you opened up this envelope and there was nothing on this piece of paper, what would be your first reaction?
Did he give me the wrong paper?
No, I would just.
I think you gave me the wrong one.
My initial thought would be like.
That's what I thought.
My initial thought would be like, with me, right? And then, but I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, "Are you? Is this
this
a
a
joke?
test?
Like,
yeah.
is there a deeper meaning to
Yes,
this?" I'd probably look way deep into it, and he'd be like, "No, like, relax. It's just you write your own ticket."
Wow.
But I would just look at it like you serious? Like, is this real?
Did you know that there was something in that envelope or no?
As Trish or as Keesha?
As Keisha.
Yeah, I knew.
Okay.
I knew because
Okay.
I read the script.
Well, yeah, I thought that they were like gonna try to
Let
like
me just
surprise
say-
you.
Let me say, when I was reading the script, I was when it said blank piece of paper, I was like, oh, what happened? Is he going to hand her? Was it a wrong piece or what? It was a shock when I first read it, and I was like, oh. You know, I was like, Trish is going to be able to write what she wants. Is she going to take this gig? Is she going to take the job? So I was shocked as myself, and then of course, Trish was shocked.
See, I was expecting it to just be a really
Big number?
astronomical number,
Me
like
too.
just something bananas.
I
And
like blank.
but yeah, the blank was so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's harder because you're like, what if I write something that's too big,
Right.
and then you
Yeah.
don't get the job because it's too much? What if you do something too low when they would have given you more?
And they're
This
like,
is true.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
that's-
but I can give her a
hard.
cheaper option.
The
and you're
way
like,
I
oh.
kind of felt, the way I took it, once he established that, hey, you can whatever you need,
I'm gonna do
you
it
can
for
you can
Yeah.
have. I kind of felt like it wasn't necessarily
Money.
a closed negotiation.
Yeah,
It was one of those
okay.
things that would kind of be ever changing, ever evolving,
Yeah.
to where it's
Interesting.
like, hey, you know what? I need to take some time off. Okay, cool. Take as much time
Oh,
as
yeah.
you need. You need the jet? I got you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I took from that.
Yeah, but I'm also it's kind of weird because it's just so much freedom. I know that's really weird to
Yeah.
say, but at the same time, I'm like my spider senses are tingling, going, but what do you really want though?
Yeah.
Like,
But
what do
at
you
the
want?
same time,
Yeah.
On
they
the
say
back
a
burner.
happy worker is a productive worker.
No, correct.
And I mean, let's look, just prime example, look at the people at Google. Like,
No,
you
true.
The
legit
happiest
don't
people.
need to leave the
Ever.
office. Like, that whole campus is it's got
Crazy.
everything you need.
It's crazy.
So, I mean, and for me, granted, I've never worked in such a luxurious type setting, but even just with what I've had and what I've experienced so far, I mean, if I'm happy, oh, all day. Oh, you need me to stay? Okay, cool. Don't worry, I'll
That's
clock
true.
them 12 for you.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
Riggs actually said a really great line where he was like, "Oh, if you love your job, you'll work for free."
That's right.
So I was like,
And I think
"Well."
it's that, and I also think even with Trish quitting, one of the things that I can't. It's terrible that I can't remember his name at this point.
No, it starts
It's
with
terrible.
It's I can't pronounce it. That's the problem.
Guillermo.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm surprised I remember that. I'm so proud of myself.
Good job.
Thank you, Boo.
Memories.
Yay! Oh my god.
Okay.
I love it.
But for her, the reason it really struck her is he said that she needs someone who appreciates what she does.
Of
and
course.
for her, the reason she quit, one of the
because she
reasons
wasn't appreciated.
she wasn't appreciated. It really wasn't about the money. It was
Yeah.
about the appreciation and having respect for her.
Right.
And I think that's what it comes down to. Those were the words for me. When Trish heard those words, she
Yeah.
was going to take that job.
Yeah, it makes sense.
The blank piece was like an extra spice, you know.
Yeah, the
icing
cherry
the-
on top,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But appreciation is what she wanted. And because he quit, he fired that firm for her.
No.
Yeah. It makes,
That's a big deal.
That's a huge, it does make you go, what's wrong? What's happening? What does he want?
No, man, I'm
it
still
does
on,
make
I'm
you
still
question
on that boat.
Okay.
I was like, I don't trust you, sir. I feel like you're looking at Trish like she is a piece of Kobe beef. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm not sure. I don't know what's
Watching
going to
you.
happen,
Yeah.
but I'm curious as to what's going to happen. Who offers all that? And let me say, it would be wonderful and great if it is just that,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
But who knows?
Okay, but at the same time, let's look at all the salaries that these top players get when the
Absolutely.
team
That's
wants
true.
them. When they are courting someone,
Yeah.
they lay everything out.
That's
Red
true.
carpet
That's true.
times 20.
That's
So at the same time, Trish is a hot commodity.
Yeah.
If y'all not knowing, I'm gonna need y'all to be knowing.
Do you
Trish,
see this?
all of
See
that.
this?
And then when she's angry, it's even
Forget about it.
forget about it. So at the
Yeah,
same
I'm
time,
still scared.
obviously this guy he didn't just decide overnight, I think I want to hire Trish.
No.
Like, he did his research. So
Yeah.
he
Sure.
knew, what I'm saying, he could see her track record, he
Yeah.
could see her history.
Yeah.
So he knew what he was getting, and he knew,
It was worth it.
why she quit.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, I'm gonna lay out the carpet so that way she can't say no.
No, yeah.
And then I love that line where it said, you should always err on the side of saying yes.
That's a good
like
line.
that's in the vernacular now. It's
Okay.
entrenched.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm trust.
Hashtag that.
I promise you. Hashtag quote. Put it on the T-shirt.
Okay.
Get it on the hat.
That's a good quote.
But I mean, it is
Crazy. Is all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
it's good.
No, it's one of those things, maybe it's because I'm a female, I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you actually want though?
yeah.
But like at the same time, I love that he's probably worked with Trish for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
He understands like what she's put on the table and the fact that he's very confident in the fact that if he hires her, everything's gonna be fine.
Right, that's
So I'm very excited to see where this goes, but
Me
I'm
too.
also really
I am
worried.
too. But yeah, I just want to say real quick that I like to know a little bit more about what he actually does. And all of his business connections,
Yeah,
because I
'cause I'm a
feel
little worried
like
about that, too.
I feel like it's about to get a little hot, and it's not necessarily going to be a bad thing, but I feel like
No, yeah.
it's going to get a little thick next season.
Yeah, I
Especially
think so,
since
too.
Roger, I'm surprised, is not like jumping on the fact of like, why is he giving you all
I
this stuff? He's been in my doghouse for months, and now all of a sudden, everything's fine. This guy gave me a bunch of steaks
And a private jet.
to pet.
Yeah. But he also knows that his wife can take care of herself.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
But I
like,
mean, it
she
still
ain't
doesn't
no
stop
slouch.
his jealousy,
Yeah.
though. We've seen it. Like, what? But whatever, it's fine. I'll let it slide because we're
Okay,
here in the
honey, you go
finale.
ahead and break whatever laws you want.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's fine. I am sad that you guys didn't get to go on your Paris,
Me too.
shenanigans. But
Would have been nice to see Trish and Roger.
yeah, but I'm also missing. You know who's missing from this family awesomeness? RJ.
I know. Where's RJ? He's at college checking out colleges.
Okay, fine. I'll let
Yeah.
that one slide because I'm
Yeah.
like, Ree's in everything. Also, where's the baby? Oh, wait, no, we did see
No,
the
we
baby.
saw
this
the
episode.
baby for a hot second.
Because we talked about it last week. I was like, we haven't seen this baby in like.
The baby's fine.
Okay.
Baby's always fine.
Like,
Baby's
that
always sleeping.
babysitter is on. That babysitter's clocking major OT right now.
For real. I'm like, what's
my
happening?
goodness.
I don't understand. I'm like on
I
baby
love-
watch.
I-
like a
what-
hashtag, where is the baby?
Right. I did love that, that moment of spontaneity on her part, though, where she said, like,
Yes.
what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
let's go to Paris. And
Yeah.
I feel like even though that opportunity was missed, it's not going to always be like that. And at some point, they are going to get to
Yeah.
just do that random.
But I love
Jet set.
what you said
Yeah.
about the fact of like, don't let these moments pass.
Yeah.
Don't
wanna
miss the
look
big ones.
20 years later and say, I wish.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great moment for everyone in their life, and people that are mid-age and older, that sometimes you can get stuck somewhere and regret the things you never got a chance to do, but you can still do them.
Yes, of
You're not too
course.
old, you're not too young. You can still do these things that you want to do. And I love that line when she says, you don't want to look back and regret it. Like, live your life. Say yes.
Right.
Err on the side of saying yes sometimes. It's
Yeah.
important.
Well, because I think too, the problem is, you know, and this goes both ways, but especially when it comes to the man's supposed to be the breadwinner.
Of course.
You know, he's the head of the household, and sometimes we, you know, we get so caught up in providing for our family and trying to make sure they have everything and want for nothing
You were preaching to the
that
choir
you
over
get
here.
lost. You kind of low key get lost in the sauce,
Yeah.
and then you forget to take a
Lost in
look
the
up and say,
sauce.
you know what, I'm missing some things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially
'cause-
as a policeman.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and you were a lawyer too, so I know
Yes.
that those are two
busy
yeah,
careers,
you know,
yeah.
and your kids are very, you know, they aspire to, you know, to do well in their education.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's just everybody's just kind of in their own
World.
sauce over there. But yes, I love that because my family was the same way. They were like, work, 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 always get the money. And then
Yeah,
now they're at that age where all their kids were in college or they're old
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
now, and they're like, okay, what do we
What
do
do we do?
now? And I
Yeah.
was like, go travel, do
Yeah.
things, go be a married couple, goodbye. And that's what they're doing now. It's
I
great.
love that.
Yeah, so I love that you guys had like a daughter-mother outing to
Yeah.
Vegas, and you guys got to go to Paris, which I was just in yesterday.
Hey,
so that was
watch
kind of
out.
cool. And the fact that, you know, I love that they even throw in lines like the writers are so great about the
They are
show
great.
because they still throw in little lines
Amazing.
like the fact that she's like, I'm gonna Insta my loot. Like that was something that a
Yeah.
millennial would say
Say, that's
super
right.
easily.
And I learned that, like, because low key, I've never heard just Insta. So
Yeah,
I was
right?
like, oh,
And you're like, what's that?
Let me write that
Just, you know,
down.
put a pin in that for later. But it was just really cool, and like
Yeah.
the fact that we can go for something deep and then obviously go into the comedy,
Yeah.
and it was a lot of
It's
that.
always a good balance.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
the
call
one
our
thing
show.
I appreciate.
It's like a perfect balance. You
It
have
really
drama, action, you have comedy, and you have heart. You know,
Yeah.
all in this. And no
it's
other
not
show
forced.
does that. No,
Yeah,
no.
it's,
not
very
forced.
natural, and I
Yeah.
love that. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are like, you guys really don't like. You guys really like the show. We're like, yeah, because it's perfect. Like, there's nothing wrong with the show
Well,
except for Roger.
And let's be honest. Let's be honest. We've seen a few shows that have been made, you know, that have been made after, you know, a successful movie or a
Yeah.
franchise,
right.
and they tank. You know,
Yeah.
you have all these high expectations and
Yeah,
hopes.
yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's gonna be good. It's got this person and that person, and it tanks. It's hot garbage.
Yeah.
I remember when before.
Tell us how you really feel. My
I'm
God.
just saying. I remember.
visual.
I'm
I
sorry,
remember-
we do a lot of TV here. I'm
I
sorry.
remember before, you know, after just signing up, knowing that I was going to do the Lethal Weapon after show,
yeah.
and just telling people like, oh, when that show comes, you know, when it starts, I'm going to be doing X, Y, Z, and everyone's like, oh, that show's not going to be good,
Yep.
and I'm like,
Yep.
I don't know. See, now, granted, I'm a sucker for trailers,
Yeah, yeah.
so if you edit a trailer just right, I'm already on board.
Of course.
But I mean, I remember seeing the trailer months before it aired, you know,
Yep.
before the first show, and I'm like, oh my God! You know, especially because it was Damon Wayans. And
What was that again?
Oh my God!
There it is.
Because I've been, you know, like, for me, I hadn't seen Damon in anything
Yeah.
as of late, and I'm like, where's he been? So then, boom, I see this, and I'm like, oh, Lethal Weapon, I was already on board.
Yeah.
But it was just funny because there were so many people that were skeptical.
Of course.
And
Of
then after
course.
the show came out, because I'm like, just trust me, give it at least 1 or 2 episodes.
right.
I think this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
And then I was, you know,
You were
I was
right.
right.
We
Yeah,
were
you get to-
we
You know,
were
I got
sold
an eye.
episode
I got an
1
eye.
though. Like as soon as we did the first after show together, we're like, this show is gonna be amazing. It's gonna
Yeah,
get a
pretty
season
much.
2, 3, 5, 8. It's gonna be great.
Speaking
And-
of which, congratulations
I know,
on the
season
renewal.
Thank you.
I mean, we knew it was going to happen,
Yeah,
but
like, seriously,
congratulations.
we
Thank
talked
you so
about
much.
it.
But I agree with you in terms of people thinking it was going to bomb. But they had a lot of examples of that happening. So
Right.
no one
Yeah.
wanted to see the Lethal Weapon franchise hurt, really.
Right.
And I didn't either. And I have to say, before I read the script, I was like,
yeah.
leave the show alone. Leave this movie alone.
Right.
But I read the script and I was like, oh my God, I want to be a part of this show because I knew it was honoring the franchise. And so I knew
And the
it.
one thing I do appreciate too is I don't feel like it leans too heavy on the franchise.
No,
Well, yeah.
like it's its own thing now.
It's very selective with when it wants to pay homage to something or when it
Yes.
wants to reference something, you know, or
Yes.
tie something in. But for the most part, yeah, you're right. It is 100% its own monster,
thing,
and
yeah.
it is killing
No,
it.
it's fine.
Yes.
So Keesha, were you a
Yes.
fan of the movies? Like
Yes.
okay, I just want to make sure.
Huge fan of the movie.
Because some
Right.
people are like,
That's
I've never
why-
seen the movies, but I watched the TV show.
And that's so because you guys are young. So most of the young ones haven't seen the movies.
Nah,
So
see, I've seen
Dude.
all
so,
of the
but
movies.
most of them don't. So I'm glad we're the channel into going to the movies because
Yeah.
some of them will watch the movies now because of the TV series, and that's great. I'm a huge fan of Mel Gibson and Danny
I mean,
Glover
come
and all
on.
of them. I love. So for us to be be in that same. Now we're in that family. It's pretty amazing, surreal. I don't know what other words I can use, but pretty exciting.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask because some people were like, I've never seen it, but I love the TV show. I'm gonna watch the movies.
Oh,
now.
see, that's great.
But like, I figured you were because I know you were.
What's crazy to me real quick, just what's crazy to me is shout out to the Lethal Weapon Italy fan club.
No,
Yeah.
for
When
real.
they hit me up, I was
They
like,
are not
whoa.
playing. I love them.
They are legit. I was
Okay.
like, wait, Lethal Weapon has a fan club in Italy?
Heck
I
yeah,
was like,
they do.
okay.
It's
It
everywhere.
just got real.
I mean, AfterBuzz has fans in Brazil, Germany, Italy. Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
But
TV.
for someone to
period.
reach out to me and be like, hey,
Yeah.
Chaos, I was like, oh.
Yeah,
Ciao.
Italy is
I'm
looking
moving up
at
in the
you,
world.
bro.
Okay, hello.
I love it. But now we're gonna dive into the case because I want to get this out of the way before I
Yes.
talk about this beautiful, beautiful lady next to
Oh.
me because I'm going to take a bit stuff because I'm a huge fan. But the case was with. I love that we actually got another Palmer heavy episode
yes.
because I know that
Yay
we've been
for Hillary
having
Burton.
right.
Yeah, I love her.
like I love the fact that we don't. In most typical TV shows, they
Yeah.
usually when they introduce a girlfriend character, that's kind of part of the cast. We kind of are like, okay, she's just kind of in the background. You'll
Yeah,
see
yeah,
her
yeah,
later.
yeah.
But I love that we're intertwining her cases
Oh, for
with
sure.
the boys. Like I love that. So the fact that she was protecting this
Maria.
woman named Maria
Yeah.
because of her baby because she was
Tito Flores' son's, he had an affair with this woman.
okay. Yeah,
She
so
was
Jump
her-
off.
His
Yeah,
mistress.
yeah.
Or-
I love how you said jump off. Get out of here.
and I said mistress, really, Keesha.
Man, also, that was the other thing that we talk about the show. I was going to ask you about
Yeah.
was the fact that I love that Lethal Weapon is one of the shows that kind of teeters on the gore factor.
Uh-huh.
You know, because there are
I do.
times where we're like, okay, I'm glad that they cut away from that because that probably
was a
would have
little
been
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then remember that episode where the girl gets slammed into the tree with a car?
I was shocked.
Oh!
I was like, whoa!
We jumped. Like, yeah. I was like, oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness.
And it was in the beginning. Wasn't
Right.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was
It was
literally the
beginning.
first 5
we were
minutes.
watching, all of a sudden she gets hit into that tree.
No, and they showed it. And I
And
was
they
just
showed
like,
it. And they
Well,
kept
because
it
when she
there.
ran up on the sidewalk, because I kept thinking, ran up on the sidewalk. When she ran up on the sidewalk,
She wasn't safe.
right, I was like,
not
oh, she
safe.
good. She on the sidewalk.
So like the fact
No,
that
that dude was real.
They got you.
So like what I'm saying, like the show is so good at that because like I
Yeah.
said, they could have been like, oh hey, we can't do this. It's like
Oh,
6
no.
o'clock and everyone's having
No,
dinner. Like we
no.
can't be watching this. But I love that they're like, no, this is supposed to be an action movie.
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to show you the real stuff. So the fact that we saw Carlos being hung and
Oh yeah, they're not playing.
No, and I love that.
Wait until the finale.
Oh no!
That's all I'll say about that.
No, I'm not ready, guys. I mean, I'm excited, but there's
Yeah.
mixed feels.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that obviously Palmer was involved, but she
Yeah.
wasn't kidnapped or hurt because
Yeah.
we had that part where there was a hook in the bathroom, and I was like, I can't,
no.
guys.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have my heart. Like,
See,
I can't.
but
do
you
it.
know what? It never. That thought never crossed my mind that it
Really?
could have been her.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't appreciate when dude was like, "Oh, your girlfriend's dead."
I don't trust Lethal
Yeah.
Weapon writers, man. You guys mess with my emotions, okay? I
do that on purpose.
Sensitive. But yes, but I love that she was there to protect her because Carlos was her informant,
Yeah.
and the fact that Gideon scares me.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out
Gideon
there.
is no joke, and I can't remember what I've seen him
He's
on.
always that guy.
But
Right?
Gideon
Okay, okay.
was no
Yeah, no joke.
joke.
The fact that he, like, came out with
when Riggs said, somebody's out with a bazooka, I was like, okay, he's just saying that.
No.
Dude was legit outside with
I
a
don't
rocket
trust it.
launcher.
Yes.
Anytime
Crazy.
a TV show brings a bazooka, we had Luke Cage who was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna, stick this in," and I was like, no, we're in a
Yes.
busy neighborhood, in what? No,
Yes.
but no, he was like, "I'm gonna shoot up this hotel room with my,
Like he quit school. He did not play games. He quit school because recess. I'm just saying. He was like, yeah, I'm not one for games. No tetherball here. Straight to the
you
point.
were just pulling out all the good ones
I'm
because
just
Keesha
saying.
did. I see
Well,
what you're
of course,
doing.
Why wouldn't I?
Y'all should have separated them. But I love that at the same time too, we got to see Riggs and Palmer's relationship start to
Yeah.
grow a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. But as soon as she
course.
saw that picture, did you
knew.
think that she recognized her,
Hold
or
on,
just
wait,
the
wait.
fact?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, no, go ahead.
No,
Finish what you
Yeah,
said.
go.
no, I was like, did you think that she recognized her because maybe like my brain was going into totally different things,
yeah.
but like I wanted to know if you thought she recognized her because of a mission, or the fact that it was like, oh, I'm self-conscious now because I don't know if I can do this.
That's how. Well, Wait, you talking about when they were there
trailer.
in the trailer? Okay, no. See, the way I looked at it, I just, she mentioned it. I thought maybe it might have made her slightly uncomfortable,
right?
Because it kind of reminded her, like, oh, right, he does have a late wife.
Yeah.
However, I was more worried about his reaction when she said, "Oh, is that a picture of your wife?" Because I was worried like that was going to trigger like a like a surge of emotions or something, and it didn't. He didn't skip a beat. He got the optics, brought him down, and was still smiling and was still and was still ready to go. And so for me, I was like, "Oh, okay, thank God." That's how I took it.
Right.
So for her to end up doing a follow up later on threw me off. I was not expecting
that threw you off. That's fabulous. That's exactly what should have happened.
Yeah. No, and
if you had said, "Oh, she recognized her from something."
Yeah, no, I didn't get that at all. I just was like, because it would be weird. You're starting to see and date someone, and you go to their house, and you know that their former partner, had died.
Yeah.
So that you still see that picture, and you already know to expect it, but it's still going to make you kind of feel a little bit, feel some kind of way, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to know because as soon as we get, I'm not going to jump too far ahead into the end, but when she got the folder, I was thinking something totally different. But
really?
Oh yeah, I'll get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, those. So we get to the part where Murtaugh and Riggs always have to come up with some crazy scream. I love that they found out that there was a leak and they decided to use Todd and Cap as like hey, just say it's Todd. Hey Todd, honey, what's up? And I love that we were able to play with that. And even Bailey was like, I'm literally the only person in this office. Why are you still trying to play this game? But did you think it was the agent that was the leak? I did not think that. But I didn't know who it could have been after that.
Right off the top, I didn't think it was him, no, I didn't at all.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, he was a jerk, but but no, I didn't think it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious because some people are like, I knew it the
But
entire
at the same time, I
like,
didn't think that it was someone within the LAPD though.
Right.
Yes, I also was the same way. I was like, I think there's an agent we just haven't met yet. Maybe he was in the background. Yeah. And I'm trying to get all my stuff in order. I love Billie Jean in the chat was like, how cute are those babies? Because I love any time they bring children onto sets because they're just, I mean, I know that they're a hassle, but at the same time, they're so cute.
And they're always twins.
Roberto.
Right,
Yes,
exactly,
there's
they
always
are.
two of them. It's so cool.
I've always wondered, I know we're getting off topic here, but I've always wondered, like, is there just like a long line of people who are like, okay, we're going to have a bunch of people who are going to have a bunch of twins, they're going to be famous, and it's going to be amazing. I don't know how that
works. No, it just works out where, you're doing a television show and you need a baby, and there's people having twins all the time. And so you just hope either both of them are really great or at least one.
Yeah.
Or with our show, once the girls are getting older, one is if you need her to be the sleepy one, that's the one that we know a particular one. If you want one that's the more active one, then we use the more active one. Yeah, because they have different personalities.
Yeah,
they're so cute. I love them.
Oh my god, I would be a horror on that sex. I'll be like, I'm not gonna work. I'm just gonna hang out with the babies.
Everybody does that on set.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one because that would have sucked. But I was not expecting Maria to actually kind of, one, knock out Palmer, but also she made that crazy shot in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So at first I was like, wait, is she a leak? What's happening? Is she an agent? Because she shot that man in the head pretty quickly. Yeah. But when she got away, she hit Palmer and tried to give her son back so that, because they had that lovely talk with Roger. It was very human of them to do that instead of her just being like, I'm just going to continue with this and we're going to stick with the antics. No, like she's like, I want my son to maybe have a better life. I don't need to live.
And that's real.
That's what I'm saying.
I.e. human. Yeah, like you said, no, that's definitely real because that, to me, would be something that the mother would be concerned with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because as soon as...
And she would feel guilty even though ultimately she was really just trying to provide, safety and security for the child.
Yes, and I loved the choreography, or I guess the blocking of that scene in the airport of the fact of like things falling.
It was great.
Yeah, it was just, oh man, the show's just awesome. But obviously at the very end, we tie everything up in a bow. We get Gideon into custody. The leak is dealt with, and Maria gets to go back with her baby. And it was so cute.
Yeah.
But now I kind of felt, hold on, time out. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
She got off the hook real easy.
Wait, are you ranting now?
No, I'm not ranting.
Okay,
I'm
nobody
just saying,
drink now.
She got off the hook way too easy. Like, you legit knocked out a DEA agent.
But she was doing it because she
your life.
That's what she thought. She thought she was doing the right thing. Yeah.
Okay, can I get that pass? If I break the law, can I get that pass? I'm just
Maria.
Yeah, I was like, there was a whole... was a whole different thing. Also, Palmer's
There's a
very
whole
nice.
different set of variables.
That's true.
That is not how that worked. But obviously at the very, very end, oh my God, I hate to say it. Riggs, Palmer, well, I love that finally Riggs was like, okay, I forgot to talk about Ronnie.
Yes.
Ronnie was back in the episode. I love this actor. And the fact that I was scared that Ronnie was trying to take away the badge and the gun because he was like, oh, you're dating someone else now? What happened to my daughter? But I'm really glad.
That either.
See, my brain went to that because I'm a terrible person. But I love that it wasn't that clearly. And Ronnie was like, no, give me better credit than that. You're out of hand and you need to be suspended. And obviously, we got to see Cahill for like 5 seconds, but I love that she was there. And their talk at the end was fantastic of just like, I'm happy that you're finally moving on. And it's been a year, so it makes sense. And you know, go for it. And of course we had the same, I love that there's always like the same tone throughout. It doesn't matter with the A, B, or C story. And the fact of like, just gotta go for it. So he did. I was so proud of him that he was like,
had on a clean shirt.
Right.
Did his hair.
He cleaned up the trailer a little bit, you know. I was like, we're doing so well. No, and as soon as Palmer had that folder in her hand, I was like,
oh, here we go.
This is where Alexis's brain went a little nuts.
I want to hear.
So I thought that Miranda was a agent for some, like she was an undercover agent, never told anybody. Palmer, that I think Miranda either went rogue or she was on the wrong team or something of that nature, and Palmer had to kill her.
Wow!
Oh, whoa, you went way off deep end. Because I was getting ready, I was like, Tango with Cash, yeah, girl. Because I was going to say, I thought the same thing until you just took a left in Albuquerque.
Guys, I watched a lot of SVU, Castle,
I thought that maybe
terrible.
she was an agent or something like that, and then that was going to be one of the problems is that he felt like, okay, well, this person that I thought I knew wasn't really who I thought I was in love with.
I mean, we still have that technically.
To a certain extent, but I didn't think, you just went.
I told you, I am a terrible person when it comes to crime shows. I'm like, it's gonna get dark up in here. AfterBuzz After Dark, it's happening.
Although I felt like he took the information pretty well.
Yeah, I thought for sure that restaurant was gonna have a problem. Like I thought he was gonna sit there and start throwing stuff, and Palmer was like, I need to either back up or help you. I don't really know what's gonna happen.
But it's one of those quiet, scary things, though. You know what I mean? When someone hears something. Like you said, he was moving on. He had finally thought it's okay to open my heart again. It's okay to love again. And now he's brought right back here. And all he cares about is now it's just Miranda again and finding out what happened to her, who killed her, and how he's going to make it right. And sitting and just thinking that can be scary.
Right.
You know, that throwing out one is one thing, but just sitting there, she was gone. He didn't even see her.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what scares me the most, especially since we did see a preview for next week, and pretty much we already knew that he's been trying to look for for Miranda's killer the entire time. So this next episode's going to be insane.
Yeah, it really is.
But I'm so excited though, like deep down. So I apologize. I've actually wanted to see what everybody else said in the show, and they also did not agree with me.
Sorry. On this one, buddy.
Man, it is not my fault. Okay, I was just. I just wanted to see if they change it up, and then he would hate Palmer. It would be a whole thing. Whatever.
I definitely hope that doesn't happen.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad at her. I mean, it's the cop in her. He would have done the same thing if she were on the other foot.
But the thing is, you also have to remember that Riggs has blinders when it comes to her. So even if Palmer was just the person who obviously brought the information, he's just going to block out everybody. I think the only person who can get through to him is Roger at this point.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be rough. Yeah. But I'm very excited to see their relationship hit that wall and work past it.
Yeah.
Because I think this is what we needed. Because we were talking about, we're like, they've been kind of chummy lately.
Yeah, like
where is
something's
that
about to happen?
Yeah, there has to be that next level, and I think we hit it hard.
Yeah, I think so too.
Billie Jean asked, do you guys think that Riggs and Palmer's relationship is over?
No.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I don't think it's over. I don't think it's going to be a relationship that lasts, though. I know that's weird to say.
No, I agree.
That's coming from nowhere. That's not because I know any information.
Right, yeah.
I think he's going to end up with Cahill.
No!
I've been...
I'll tell you, but that's going to happen at the very last episode.
Okay, I'll take it. That's fine.
I don't believe they're ever going to make it happen because it's something everybody wants to happen.
Ross and
but it's going to be
Rachel
something that happens towards the end of you know, in 4, 5, 6, whatever year.
I need to go ahead and start taking bets.
Sucks.
I promise you did. I need to go ahead and start taking bets now.
Well, now it's on the internet forever. She said that, so she's on your team already.
Yeah, I am.
Upset.
I think they will.
Dang
But
it.
not now. Not.
It's okay. I can wait. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely want to see a lot more of Riggs and Palmer for now.
Oh yeah.
For now,
I think we will.
Let's keep that going
Especially
because
since-
he actually is happy and he's starting to enjoy himself being with someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that we got to see that, especially when they were talking about different guns and optics and things like that. Like, it was
They
just
have
kind
so
of
much
nice.
in common.
Yeah, and they're kind of not really the same, but like it's a good balance, just like the show.
Yeah.
In that aspect. So I
think so, too.
I'm really sad that this had to happen, but I'm also really glad that we got to further the Miranda story.
Yeah.
Because I felt like we kind of had to put that on the back burner for
I
now.
think it's kind of like what Riggs had to do.
No, and it was great.
You know, it's just you're feeling the same way he felt. He can't. He has to live his life. He has to continue. He has to work. He has to save people. So Miranda's story was still there. Her picture's still there. It's still in. You know, we don't see him when he goes to sleep at night and he's thinking about her. But eventually it had to come forward again, and here we are.
Billie Jean also asked, so Riggs gonna start drinking again after finding about that his wife's death wasn't an accident?
I don't think he's gonna start drinking
don't
again.
either.
Now
No.
that he knows the truth,
He's
that's
just
gonna be something
it's all
else.
yeah,
It's all
right.
about
Full force.
Rampage,
Fight.
vengeance.
Yeah,
That's it.
I mean, that's why we
that
saw
drinking
that.
was not knowing, like just feeling uneasy, not having the truth. And I think now he knows that. I think he won't. I don't know.
No, I think that we opened the floodgates for Riggs on
Yeah,
that one.
I
I
But
think
at
it's
the
gonna
same
be
time,
rough.
I think that gives him the answer to a question that he had a few episodes back with that other situation with the other cartel guy.
Yeah.
True.
Oh yes.
So
Was that the Christmas episode? That one where he was trying to find out whether or not his wife was killed. Remember
I think
at the
so.
plane?
Right,
Yeah.
and at the airport.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
at the
yeah.
airport.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called,
Yeah.
but it's Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, now he's at least got that answer. So now he's going to
it
go ahead
Vlogmas?
and
I don't know.
do what he's got to
Gotta
do. And
so he can move on.
Yeah, I feel like we've been waiting for this episode to happen, whether we were going to find out his killer or he was going to get close.
Yeah.
And so I'm really glad that we're getting that as the finale. It's going to be insane. So before we get into some awesome questions
Yeah.
for Keesha,
I've
I want to
got
get
one
some.
lined up.
I want to jump in.
And you're not ready for it. Either.
Oh, okay. We're gonna jump into predictions real quick,
Yes.
just to get that out of the way, because I
Okay.
actually really want to know
Your
what you guys think.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yay! All right, Kelly, go for it. What are your predictions for the season finale?
I
Yeah.
thought I was going to get some season 2 predictions. Okay.
No,
Season-
that's next week.
I can't say finale because I know.
Yeah.
So I can't.
So
I can't
she,
do that.
yeah.
Well,
No, I'll just be
I
looking at
didn't
your
want you
poker
to
face.
give them to me. I was going to make my own.
Oh, okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
I already got mine lined
I
up.
can't wait to hear it.
Okay,
Tell me,
but
tell
no,
me.
season finale predictions.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll still get to see some Palmer in this next episode.
I hope so.
But I think we're low key gonna see him go off on the deep end. And I kind of want him to get a little bit of leeway to do that.
Right.
Like he needs to get that out of his system.
Right.
Does he need to shoot dude in the face? No, but he needs to be able to get that out of his system, and I think it'll be kind of cathartic and therapeutic for him. So,
Do you think that he's going to kill him at the end of the episode? That is my biggest question.
no, and the only reason I don't think he's going to kill him unless provoked, I don't think he's going to kill him because obviously if he kills him, then he's breaking the law. You can't, because this guy, to me, this guy's already going to be in custody. So now he's going to get taken out of custody. And, probably not on his own accord.
Nope.
And so then, somebody's going to intervene. He's not going to kill him. I don't think so. And if he does, it's going to be provoked. It's going to be one of those situations where it's you or me. So then they'll be justified, and they'll be able to write it off for self-defense. But I don't think we're going to get to a situation where Riggs is going to face time or have to deal with any serious consequences other than the ones of taking the guy out of custody and whooping him up.
Okay, so what is your season 2 predictions then? Since Keesha is here, she should hear.
Okay,
she should hear
season
them.
2 predictions. We gonna get Trish overload.
Yay!
We're gonna see a lot. We're gonna get to explore this new career opportunity with Trish because now she has so much more access to a lot of different things.
I definitely thought we were gonna get a Leo
one of
Guest
those being a
moment.
jet. So I definitely feel like there's going to be a lot more intertwining of her cases with Murtaugh's cases. and there's probably going to be some more head bumps.
Sure.
But I'm all for it. I definitely want to see more of her story explored, especially because she's a lawyer. It does work well. It won't be forced, like, oh, she's a yoga teacher. Let's come up with another story about her and her crazy clients at the yoga studio. Like, it's going to make sense.
I would watch
ties
that,
in
but
together.
sure.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? It's going to actually make sense, and we're going to get to see what Guillermo's, business ties, consist of. And I think it's going to be a whole different side that we're going to get to explore. And we're going to get some more Trish. And if y'all wasn't planning it, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and plan it. You've got this whole break coming up to start writing storylines to what I just said. Because you know what's juicy, you know what's good.
Lord have mercy. It was called Jingle Bell Block. That was what it was called. I was like, Blockmas? No. Way off.
Bang,
Lord.
bang.
But mine is pretty much on the same boat for next episode. I feel like the torture is gonna suck, and I'm not ready for that gore. But it's gonna be
not
perfect.
gonna suck. It's gonna be awesome.
No, it's gonna be awesome. But
Much
for me, because
deserved.
I'm squeamish, it's gonna suck. I think that Roger's gonna have a lot to toy with, and it's gonna get gritty for him. I feel like he's gonna have to really get in there, and he's already been teetering on the fact of like just putting foot and mouth syndrome. But like I feel like this is the time to do that. And I feel like it is going to end up like how you said, where they're going to get into a brawl, something's going to happen, and I actually think Roger's going to hurt him and kill him by accident or something. He's like, don't touch my partner, shoot.
That's a nice.
Done.
That's a nice twist. I like that.
I'm just wanting to play devil's advocate.
I
want to be
that.
on the opposite. But yeah, and then for season 2, I'll wait for next week to talk about it.
I feel real quick.
Go for it.
Shout out to McNeely. Feel kind of bad for McNeely.
Dude, that
Roger was showing him-
1966.
It was clean. It was clean, and Roger was throwing some major shade.
Rude.
Major shade.
Hella rude.
It was.
But I also don't know what
Roger.
McNeely's up to, because I'm like, why did you buy this?
Yeah, really?
He didn't. He never drove it. It's
No.
it just sits.
Sitting in his. Yeah.
But there's
He
a
was
lot
doing
of
that on
people that
purpose.
do that. and-
I know, but like, especially next to a neighbor that you clearly don't like, and you're like, look at my shiny
Petty,
new toy.
all day.
Oh,
Call him
God.
Petty Roosevelt.
Yeah, no, seriously, there's like a petty bush growing. Like, it's the worst. I hate it. But I am kind of happy that Palmer stole it and crashed it into our perp. Like, that was
Yes,
insane.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see
Questions,
more of
questions.
him.
Come on,
So
let's go.
we have so many
Yes.
fan questions for you, Keesha. I'm
Okay.
so excited. Also, can we talk about this? Can we talk
What?
about this IMDb roll here? We have Girlfriends, American Crime Story, Are We There Yet? Which was my favorite, and of course Lethal Weapon. Just
Hold on, wait. You leaving one off.
I was waiting for you to say it.
Pootie Tang.
I knew
sorry.
I didn't need to bring
I'm
that
sorry.
up. I didn't need to bring that up.
Okay.
But
Not
I know. Okay. And I had to bring it up.
Yep. I
Real
left that
quick-
off specifically
Real
just for
question.
you.
Real
Go.
quick question.
Go.
How many takes did it take to do that without laughing? Because that scene was
No,
hilarious.
she was so crazy, that character to me. She did never laugh. There was no laughter for her.
No way.
No.
Everybody else was laughing, but she was crazy.
Oh my God.
And so she wasn't laughing at all. Like
Okay.
she was, and it didn't take a lot. She would, it wasn't on the page. It was just like a fan. It didn't even say fanatical. It said a groupie who wants to be. And my take on that was that character.
It was
If you watch her
perfect.
face, she's crazy.
She was.
Oh my goodness,
She
she's
was.
so crazy. And people
Oh,
remember me
God.
from that. It's so funny. It was such a small part, and I get
beautiful.
noticed for that all the time.
No way.
You're like, hi,
Yes.
I've done other
I
things.
know, I know.
I'm currently
There's
on
a reason.
one of the top rated shows on Fox. I'm way beyond Pootie Tang now. Thank you. I didn't even have any lines really. Hello. I'm a lawyer now.
I don't mind people because people love it, and so I'm not gonna. I don't mind people saying it.
Like I legit am
Young
gonna
kids.
when I leave here, I'm gonna watch that
Shut
scene
up,
again. I
get
promise,
here.
because that's all I started thinking about.
Oh my
Because
god!
it was just so hilarious.
It was funny.
I love that. I was
Give a
sitting
girl
there.
something.
Wait, what?
Give a girl something.
No, for real. I feel it. No, it just. That was literally the main reason why I didn't say that in my
Okay.
list. Because there's other things that you've done, and I love everything that you've done, which is fantastic. It's just, I was like, I wonder if Kelly's gonna bring it up. You know what?
He did.
I'm gonna let it happen.
You know your partner. 'Cause
I'm just saying.
that was literally my only question.
Shut up. You're the worst. But let's take some questions from the fans, and I'll jump
Yes.
into some other stuff that I have because my stuff's boring. So I took some questions from Twitter, and
Okay.
Pancake for Table. great username. I love
I
that.
like it.
Will we see more of Trish? Hashtag Leo gets team ups. Would love a spinoff of you and Thomas.
It's funny. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But when they had Trish and Leo on the back of that bus, I thought that would be so funny.
That's what I wanted,
Having
man.
two of them, because they're so different.
That's
It's
an
like Riggs
extreme
and
case of yin and yang.
But it's like Riggs and Roger.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a Riggs and Roger, but two lawyers.
Yeah, and
And
I
I
would-
thought that would be really funny.
Yeah, because I would love to see you come home and be like, "Hey, baby, how did it go?" And you're just like, "Oh, he makes me angry and this," and it just would have been really
love
funny.
to see her with him. Those two together would be hilarious.
I hope
So,
that they bring him back.
Yeah, I'm
That
sure
would be
they're
great.
going to.
Yeah.
But how
I'm
was
sure
like,
they're going to.
because you've done so many different things. Like, how was the audition process for this show than it was for all these past ones that you've done?
This one was only went in once for this
Awesome.
one. Yeah.
Well, they knew.
Because that's how she does it.
Yeah.
One take.
One time, and then
No,
she's
I'm
got
not-
the role.
No, I'm not saying that. I just think Matt Miller is pretty incredible, and the whole producers and the whole network and studio. I just think they knew what they wanted, and I
Yeah.
think that they did that with a lot of the characters. It was really quick. Oh, that's it. I know, and that will be that. So
awesome.
it was a really easy process. Yeah.
I love that. From Stella, actually, Lethal Weapon Natalia. I'd love to hear Keisha's opinion on Trish's relationship with Riggs. Thank you. From Stella.
I think her relationship with Riggs is really kind of a caregiver from the beginning. She sees. I always say this, like, if Trish were in his position and lost her family,
Yeah.
she would have been Riggs. If that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
So I always see Trish and Riggs. So that's the special relationship for her
Right.
that she has with him, and that's why she understands him. And maybe like Roger, go take care of him. Roger this, Roger this, because she sees herself. That would be her. She would have went crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes sense.
I also love how she always says, like, I will, she would say, what'd she say? She said, I'm okay with my husband being late, but I will not be okay with a late husband. I was like, you get him, girl. But I love how she always reminds him, and I kind of feel like I get pressured and I get anxious, like, oh God, like, don't mess this up. Like you got to make sure he comes home tonight.
Coming for you, boo. She's coming for you.
But I love that the fact that Riggs understands that. Like, he's
Yeah,
like,
for
yes,
sure.
ma'am, and and
Yeah.
that's it. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't have to go into detail. And obviously, if anything happens, like, just like with the heart, like when he was having not heart palpitations, but he was having pain in his chest, he was freaking out. He's like, I can't take you back to Trish because she's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that he has a respect for her, and that she knows that she can trust him to bring her
Right.
husband home. She has a lot of faith in him
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I completely understand.
to take care of him.
And I love how she just brought him into the family.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So I also love the fact that you went from American Crime. Sorry, I messed that one up. American Crime Story to Lethal Weapons. Like, I mean, there was stuff in between.
Yeah.
But these were two. I feel like they were kind of two different roles. I mean, how do you feel about that?
They're really different. A lot of the roles have been really different. The
Right.
most different was Gigi, whom I love playing her.
She's my favorite. Like,
She's
that's
my
why.
favorite too. She's
yeah.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I just love, because I usually get these strong women. Not that Gigi isn't strong, just as strong in a different way.
Yes, quite.
Don't get it twisted. But I was glad to play something so different, because we're actors, so we can do everything.
Of course.
But
You
sometimes
can do everything.
sometimes you get, they see you as one thing, and then that's the role you get. And listen, no one's complaining about
Pootie
working.
Tang.
Listen, watch Pootie Tang.
Hey,
That's
hey.
completely different from everything
Oh,
else.
but it is.
Yeah,
It is. It
yeah.
definitely is. It definitely shows range.
Range, yeah, I like that. Range.
And comedic chops.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can be
Very
funny.
versatile. Exactly.
I'm a comedian, not stand up.
Just kidding.
Unless somebody wrote it for me. But no. But I think they were different, and it was an easy transition because the paper tells you who they are, you know,
Yeah.
and then you fill it up with your stuff, and you do it.
So
Yeah.
did you take inspiration from Trish from the movies, or do you want to? Is this like a brand new Trish for?
Oh no, this is brand new. I love
Okay.
Darlene Love though.
Yeah,
you know,
of
I
course.
love her. I really do. If you go back and watch it, I love her Trish a lot. This Trish is completely different.
Yeah.
I didn't take it from. I just knew what they wanted, what they were writing for her. So
course.
that this character's kind of developed from what they wrote.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, and I was just curious because I was
Yeah.
like, I feel like sometimes there's similarities in
Yeah.
things, but I love that this one's, at least your version of Trish just seems like she's a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
Because most of the time in most of the movies, Trish is usually just kind of in the background,
Yeah,
except for
yeah.
obviously when he was stuck to the toilet.
Yeah, it's a little different.
but
Maybe
I
we'll
mean,
have that.
yeah. I would love that if he
Me
was
too.
just one episode
I
of
love
just
that
be like,
scene.
there's a bomb in the toilet and I'm stuck and we gotta figure it out.
I
Oh,
love that scene.
that movie is my favorite. So from Lethal Weapon HQ, who does so much for our after show, for Lethal Weapon itself, just that Twitter is fantastic. You know
Fair.
who you are. I love to listen to you sing. I remember you mentioning that you will be working on an album with Brad. Is
Aw.
this still going to happen? If so, is there any chance of a tour even? Maybe even just a tiny one?
Yeah.
She says, thank you, Keesha. We love you as Trish, and we love interacting with you on Twitter.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
Okay.
We have the hiatus is not that long this year, so I don't know what's going to happen in
all
terms
good.
of that. But yeah, we totally still want to do that. I was supposed to be doing Chicago working on doing Chicago this.
I was going to ask
this
about
hiatus,
that.
but I don't know because I don't know what our hiatus dates are. But I'm just saying, so people can come to Broadway and see me. But we'll see. I don't know. We have to wait on our
Get your
dates.
tickets. Trust, we'll let you know
Just the
That's
can't.
right.
when it happens.
That would be so much fun.
Oh my God, all of my dreams. And we have two last questions
Yes.
from fans. From Alicia Robinson. I, along with many others, are really hoping that Riggs stays single because we agree that it would ruin the show otherwise. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Can you give us any other tiny hints on that in the future?
Well, I
Guys,
know
she has an
I know-
NDA.
I do know some people feel they don't want him to move on.
Yeah.
I
Just
knew
because
he
they
would
love,
move on.
they
Oh,
love.
no, I know you
Yeah.
do. We've
You
talked
know,
about
but
it.
There's completely some want him. It's time,
course.
and other people are like, no, don't let him love someone. I think realistically, he's going to have problems going back
Yes.
in a relationship. He'll have one and then he won't. He'll have one and then he won't because it'll be difficult when you lose someone, especially as lose someone period, but then she was pregnant, you lost your baby and in such a violent way. It's hard to move on from that, you know. And so I understand what that person is saying.
Yeah.
That you want him to, like, it's not time. Like, I'm not ready for you to move on.
No.
As a fan, I'm not ready for you to move on. Then you have the fans that are like, it's time for you to move on. You can't stay in this place
course.
forever. So I think you're going to get both sides of it. You're going to see him move on a little, and then it's going to be back and forth.
Which I like that because it is very human for you if you've lost anybody, you know, that it's going to take some time and then
Yeah.
obviously you're going to try to date because some people are always the opposite because people grieve in different ways. You
Yeah.
have people who move on too quickly
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't know what's
I don't
happening.
understand that.
Yeah, and then there's the other side where they're just like, I'm just going to go a couple years without dating
myself,
anybody.
yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
So not saying that your question was terrible. I just don't agree in that aspect. But I do understand that if it did go that way, I'd be like, okay. I know you would probably have a little bit of a problem with it, a little tiny bit. But I am glad that we finally got that. I don't remember which episode it was, if it was last week or not last week because we didn't have one last week, but 2 weeks ago when we actually got the year anniversary of her
Yeah.
death. Like, I
Yeah.
like that we got to see how much time has passed.
Yes, so people can
So,
see, yeah.
Yeah, so
That
it made
could
sense.
be time or it could not be time.
Yeah, but again, when people are grieving, you can take as much time as you
need,
want,
yeah.
and I want to make sure that it's very prominent. Since I
Yeah.
feel like some people are like, they're like, move on, it's
Yeah.
been a year. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you grieve at your own pace. Last question from a
Yeah.
fan, and then if Kelly, if you have another one, you just interrupt me. You just go for it. What was
Pretty much how I roll anyway.
Tell me that.
no, just he's good. But what was the luckiest thing to happen to you?
Just in general.
Just in general. Just a
Wow.
generalized question. I'm actually very curious because no one's ever asked me this question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. The luckiest thing that's ever happened to me. My husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty incredible.
You guys are adorable. Yes, thank you.
No, he really is. And I would say the most blessed thing that happened to me, luckiest but blessed. You know, we've been together for going on 23 years, but married for 20 this year.
Easy.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Watch out.
Yeah.
Goals in real life and on the
life.
show. Hashtag it.
No, because I really do. I'm saying it not cheesy, but really why I'm where I am because of him, because of our union, and he's so supportive and has been there for everything and so giving and so I guess supportive is the right
Don't
word.
cry.
But
Shut up, okay? Shut up, okay?
no,
I'm
but
getting
he's
married in a few months, okay? There's a lot going on. Thank
congratulations.
you.
You're welcome.
I'm working out, okay?
Yeah, get the 5 love languages. That's a great book.
Ooh, okay. I
We
will
have to
write
talk
that down.
about that. It's
So-
one of the best books.
So I know we have to
Yeah.
wrap, but I always like to ask this question whenever
Yeah.
we actually have time. For anybody, especially for young women who are trying to get into the industry, whether they're producing, acting, or
Yeah.
anything of that nature, you know, singer, what advice would you give them? If you can look into them in the camera
Yeah.
right now and tell them what you've learned from all the amazing experiences you've had, Just something that you can tell them.
Well, one of the things I'll say, because there's so much rejection in this business, that you have to find a way to deal with rejection. For me, I always think I'm not the only one that wants this job. There's hundreds of other girls or guys or whatever that want this job, and they're praying for it just as hard as I am. So if they get it, if I don't get it, it's their blessing, not mine. Mine will come when it's time. So I think for me, that has gotten me through so much, because you don't get everything you go out for. You don't, actually, the majority of things you don't get that you go out on. So you have to find a way to deal with that, and remember that it doesn't reflect your talent. It doesn't tell you that you shouldn't continue to keep going. Hard work will pay off eventually. The only difference is the people that stay with it, eventually it pays off. The people that don't, it doesn't pay off. So keep working, even with the no's. Have faith in yourself, and don't look at.
No, I understand. This is amazing.
No, but it's true. I've been in this business a long time to give this information that I wish I had, but I've learned over the years what has gotten me through. I've been doing this for a really long time, so listen to me.
Can't even tell.
Yeah, I was about to
I was
say.
like, can't even tell.
No.
Well, thank you.
Stop.
Like, didn't you just start yesterday? Like,
Yeah, I was like, I thought you, what?
Thank y'all, thank you. But no, it's true. Just don't give up. Hard work will pay off. I've been doing it a long time. My biggest jobs that I've loved everything I've done. But the biggest things that I've done is the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Really? You know,
Yeah.
I loved everything I've done before. Don't get me wrong. But if I had stopped 3 years ago, I wouldn't be doing the Lethal Weapon right now.
Yeah.
And I could have said, I'm tired. You know, I can't tell you how many things I did not get.
And I just want to just interrupt real quick. I've seen a few comics and memes where it says, just when you're about to give up, you're about to, that's
That
when
is
the
the
success
truth.
is literally right around the corner. And there's been
Yes.
quite a few actors and actresses where I've seen, like, I've read their interviews where they say, like, I was legit, like, I was on my last my last audition.
Yeah.
I was about to just wrap it up
Yeah.
and start doing something
That's the
else.
truth.
And it hits.
Yep.
So I know for me personally, that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
Because there's some days I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to go on this audition
Yeah,
because I don't even want this gig.
Yeah.
But I keep thinking like, nope, just keep
do
going.
it.
Because every time I think, I'm like, if I give up now, it might literally be
that
around the
way.
corner.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've told this story before just because we're talking about it. For People versus OJ, that audition almost canceled 3 times because oh
Really?
yes, it was during pilot season. I had gone in, I had gone testing, and I was like, I'm not gonna get this one. It's no way I'm gonna get it. I'm not. Almost canceled 3 times. And the reason for me, one of the reasons I got Lethal Weapon, other than other stuff that we don't have time to talk about, was that show.
Yeah.
Had I not gone in for that show, I don't think I would be doing Lethal Weapon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
So-
that
Also,
been
that would have been
tragic.
terrible.
That would've been
Just
terrible.
saying.
I'm just saying to you guys, don't. And I'm telling you, I know this story, and I almost quit 3 times on that job. 3 times. I was outside the room, and I was like, I'm just going to go to the beach. Because it's all by the beach. The casting's by
Yeah,
the beach.
yeah.
And just go and have a good lunch at Kitchen. It's a great place. True Kitchen. I love
Yeah.
that. So I'm just going to go and get a lunch. Keesha, just go in. And because I did, it's where I'm sitting now. So please don't give up. Don't. Even if you are like, I hate this job. I hate what I do. No, you don't. You just hate the process.
Exactly. You hate
Yep.
going through the motions.
And make sure you know what you're doing when you go in the room. So when you leave
Yes.
the room,
Best advice.
there's nothing you can say. When you leave it, you can say, I could have done nothing different. I can't change the color of my skin, my hair, nothing, my height, my size. The only thing I have control over is what I do in that room.
So don't stop training.
Don't stop training.
Keep going to those classes. Keep reading those scripts.
Yeah.
Keep practicing your monologues. Because that's you. You're investing in you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's why I did that, was because I wanted, if someone's on that wall of like,
Yeah.
I'm going to give up. They just
Don't
watched
do
this
it.
video and
Don't
saw
do it.
that. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming in
We
and hanging out with us.
appreciate
You're
having you here.
welcome.
No, it was
Pleasure meeting you. in person.
Fantastic, and you should come
guys.
back and clown with us anytime.
Knock, knock. I'm going to be here.
Yay! I'm excited. So thank you guys so much for watching with us. I know that we have to wrap up now because we got to get other shows in here and things like that, even though we talk for another 3 hours if we wanted to. But obviously, if people don't know where to find you,
Yeah.
where can people find you on social media?
My name, Keesha Sharp, Keesha Sharp, Sharp. On Twitter, and the same thing on Instagram.
Yeah. And is there any
And
other
Facebook.
is there any other projects that you want to tweet out real quick?
Marshall, that with Chadwick Boseman and
Yes.
Sterling Brown and Kate
Yeah.
Hudson and Josh Gad. That comes out October 13th.
Look it up, guys.
Great,
October
amazing
13th.
movie. And I'm playing the wife.
Yeah!
Strong wife. But anyway, I love it.
I'm all about this. Kelly.
All right, you should already know, but if you don't, it's Chaos J, KAAOSJ, on Twitter, on Instagram, chaos_oceans31 oceans. Why? Because your boy's so wavy. All right.
I was waiting for it. And you guys can find me all over social media. I'm Alexis Torres at atorres890. That's ATORRES890. Don't forget to catch us next week for that season finale because it is going to be bananas. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you guys next Wednesday for Lethal Weapon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.